toying with the idea of getting a Belfast sink, and I've just had too many bad experiences with ceramic sinks, so I decided to just stick with the old one. Oh, the fridge has decided to be noisy. That's great. So I just kept the sink and I replaced the tap because I thought it'll zhuzh it up a little bit. It's got some nice handles, and I still need to tile the backsplash. I've ordered some tiles online, so hopefully they'll arrive at some point. Who knows with tiles? I feel like they're the sort of thing that take ages to arrive. And then we've got the dishwasher, which is my favourite thing in the kitchen because I hate washing up with a passion. And then we've just got the cupboard for the under sink storage too. And then I need to sort the skirting at the floor out because they cut around the lino and I had to extend it. So I'm thinking if I just put skirting board around the outside, it'll hide all of that. So I'm very happy that that is now done. I varnished the wood. The wood was cut down from an old kitchen table I had. I didn't realise how bowed the kitchen table was, but it's worked, and I sanded it back, and then I added yacht varnish because it was recommended, and it seems pretty good. The water just beads up on it. So that should be fine for a while. It's very orange, which I don't love, but I'm about to do some baking because it's my mum's birthday in a few days, and I am making her a Guinness cake. Just getting the recipe up. I use Nigella's recipe, and I just realised we don't have any yogurt, so I'm gonna have to go and get stuff. Okay, we're back from the co-op. I've balanced you on the toaster. Saucepan at the ready. The reason I love Guinness cake so much is that you pretty much just do wet ingredients, dry ingredients, mix it together, and it's done. I probably ought to preheat the oven. How hot? 160. Oh, it's not very high. Okay, I need butter and the Guinness. And the reason I like the Nigella recipe the most is because it's the recipe I found that uses the most amount of Guinness. And because I don't drink it, it uses a lot of the can. Although Josh might drink this later, not sure. You meant to have it cold? Yes, maybe I should put it in the fridge for him. I just remembered the other fantastic reason that I love this recipe is that it just uses the whole thing of butter. You don't have to measure it. It just is what it is. So then we just melt the butter and the Guinness. I also, with baking, I always use salted butter. Recipes always say use unsalted butter, but I think that is a load of rubbish. But also if a recipe calls for a pinch of salt, then I just don't add any extra salt in. Now I just measure sugar and cocoa powder. I love the smell of cocoa powder, it's so good. There we go. Ooh, that's not a good idea to show you that. Okay, we've got the cocoa powder and the sugar. The butter and the Guinness are all melting together. Just turn that down. Once the butter's all melted, then I'll add in the sugar and the cocoa powder. Also, when a recipe asks for sour cream, I just use yogurt because it's basically the same thing. And I am more likely to use the leftover of yogurt than I am sour cream. It wants 150 ml. I'm gonna do that in grams. 2 eggs. 2 large eggs. And vanilla extract. My baking life changed when I started using the better ingredients or the fancier things, especially for small things like vanilla extract. It's definitely worth it. That much? Sure. Before I beat that together, I'm going to mix in the sugar and the cocoa in with the heat. This is also my favourite whisk. It's KitchenAid whisk. And it's great because you can just chuck in the dishwasher to clean it, because all of the innards are hidden so it doesn't get all horrible. The other thing I like to do with Guinness cake is add in some wholemeal flour, because I feel like it adds just a little bit of an interesting chewy texture. 80 grams wholemeal, maybe 100, and then the rest plain white. I'm actually going to sieve the flour for once, because sometimes it does kind of end up a little bit, like if you don't do this step, I feel like it's quite easy to get lumps of flour in the batter. But I'll tip the bits of whole grain back in. I don't remember the last time I made a normal chocolate cake, because Guinness cake is a real fan favourite around here. The eggs and this lot together. Wet into dry, a little bit at a time. I usually just use my KitchenAid mixer for this, but I'm gonna do it a different way today. I'm doing this so weird now that I'm filming it. There's so much pressure. I'm gonna do it in 2 smaller tins this time. I usually do it in 1 large one. Hello! God. I'm good. Okay.
Good to everything?
Yeah, very nice. How was your day?
It was alright.
Good. Do you want to film me pouring this in?
Yeah. Back.
Cameraman.
Straight to work.
Yeah. Oh, I need to set a timer. Spag bowl time. It is the day of my mother's birthday and I'm just finishing making her cake. I think I'm going to assemble it at her house because it's very warm and I don't want the cream cheese icing to melt everywhere in the car. Also just finished putting together her thing of flowers, so that's ready to go. And yeah, I've got to get a reel on because I'm due over there very soon. So let's make some icing. I'm going to use my KitchenAid mixer because I don't like whipping cream by hand. I like that this recipe uses a bit of corn flour. I often will sometimes substitute corn flour for icing sugar. Not totally, but you know, just to bring down the sweetness of an icing. I also really love this golden icing sugar. It's an unrefined icing, so it's not bright white, but it also just tastes really lovely. Icing is done. Just going to put it in this container to take home and put it on the cake when I get there. Cake's done. I'm going to load up the dishwasher, head over for lunch with Mum, and that is that. I'll try and film a little clip of the cake if I remember. I would really recommend that recipe. So good, I will leave it linked down below. I hope you guys are all having a great day and I will see you in my next video.